Yesterday I read a headline for here in Oregon, and I had been thinking about it, and it really, at first it seemed like a good thing, but then when you really start to think about it, it's kind of not, and I'll explain why in a minute. But the headline was, Oregon DOJ highlights state's new red flag law on removal of guns from at-risk people. Salem, Oregon, the Oregon Department of Justice wants to make it easier for Oregonians to understand the state's new red flag law. Man, I keep butchering that, I'm sorry. Red flag law concerning guns. The law, also called the Extreme Risk Protection Order Law, allows a judge to order weapons to be taken from people who are deemed at risk to themselves or others. Oregon is one of only 5 states in the nation to have this type of law. As part of National Crimes Victims' Rights Week, the DOJ released information Friday on how the law works, who can request an order, and how to start the process. How it works. A family member, household member, or law enforcement officer may petition your county circuit court for an order by filling out a notarized petition with facts showing that the person is a danger to themselves or to others. The court will then hold a hearing, typically within 24 hours. If the judge agrees, all weapons and concealed handgun permits must be surrendered within 24 hours of issuing the order. I agree that we have mental health issues in our nation, and especially with these kids and young adults that are shooting up schools. I believe that is the root of the issue. There's a heart of the issue that needs to be addressed, and what is causing these kids to get to a point, and even adults, but get to a point where they want to cause harm. There's so many factors into that, but someone doesn't just wake up one day and think, I'm going to shoot up a school, or I'm going to stab kids. Right before I read that article, I read another article about an 8-year-old who took a knife to school and was stabbing kids as they were entering the school. My questions are, where are these parents? How are you not noticing something different in your kid? My second question is what are we doing when we see these signs? Like, as a society, teachers, people who are involved in these kids' lives, how are you missing these signs? Those are just some things that I feel like need to be talked about. We have people who are campaigning to take away our rights. They're trying to make the issue the guns, and that's clearly not the issue. And there's been so much rhetoric and so many lies in the media that we've got so many people worked up and so many people who are going on false information. And the reason this article bothered me so much was because Oregon has had pretty decent laws in favor of the gun owner, and I do believe that we're on borrowed time as far as that goes. But what's scary about that is they've been pushing for a few years now to have stricter laws, which means I wouldn't be able to own my AR any longer. That was something that Governor Brown just pushed through kind of under the door, and it's nothing that we were able to vote on. It just has been enacted. And when I say foot in the door, I feel like it opens the door for stricter laws and banning more guns and getting more into a tighter gun control society. There are people who want a society with absolutely no guns, and we all know that that's not the issue. We all know that the countries that do have extremely strict gun control, they might have no gun violence, but they also have a lot higher violent crimes. My thing is simply this, is that as gun owners, I think it's time that we start being active, that we start having a voice. I just wanted to give you some food for thought. if our Second Amendment right goes, who's to say that the other ones can't be debated and talked about? I don't think that our founding fathers, when they founded and agreed upon the Constitution and the amendments, I don't think that it was one of those things where it was supposed to be debated or let's pick and choose what we want to go with. It was an all or nothing deal. And I mean, I know that it's been thrown around that it was for back in the day and it's outdated and all of that, but let's be real. Technology has changed, sure. Society has changed, sure. Culture has changed, but human behavior has always been human behavior, and it has always been the same. And you know, I think that as a nation we'll be on very shaky ground the minute we start picking and choosing which ones we're going to believe and stand on and the ones that we're going to just take out. And so that's just something to think about. And I'll close with this. What can we do? One, you have a voice. Social media is huge. It's a huge and powerful tool. I would encourage you to hashtag, let your voice be heard. Be kind, don't be argumentative, no slandering, but definitely use your voice. Email your governor, your Congress, if you want to get on a bigger scale, petition. I think another thing is support the NRA. I'm a lifetime NRA member, and I am proudly one of them, but man, if you don't want to go as far as doing anything as writing your Congress, or if you're not a fan of social media, support your NRA. This is not endorsed by them in any way, shape, or form, but the reason I say support them, maybe even donate, is because they are on the front lines of it all. And I am so thankful for them because they are fighting so hard for our rights. They're fighting so hard for us to keep the Second Amendment. And man, support them because they are they're getting slammed day after day. And you know, the people, the faces that we see on the news, they're getting attacked left and right by everyone. And so minimally, I would say support your NRA and see what you can do locally. Have those conversations with your neighbors. If they don't know about guns and they're jumping on that bandwagon of let's ban all guns, stir up conversation, provoke thought in your neighbors. Have those conversations, get them thinking, get them searching for answers, get them to really start being more educated than going off of social media or Facebook or Twitter. You would be shocked at the amount of people who get their news off of Twitter and Facebook. So that's why it's so easy for people to get misinformation, is because they just don't take the time to search deeper for the truth or for the real statistics. So anyways, that's my blab for the day. If anything, I just wanted to encourage you guys to just be thinking about it and definitely do what you can and do your part. So I will see you guys in my next video, and thanks for watching. Bye.